you meet Njahira.
Ah.
Now you know there is a difference. There is a difference of someone who speaks intelligently and someone who knows their stuff. And now we want to get back to the Oxfam report. Now, the Oxfam report, once I went to the website and it was written big, extreme inequality numbers.
Right.
And I thought this inequality was only in jobs, only in healthcare and education. Now, apparently, this is now research that now I did on my own.
Yeah.
And this thing blew my mind. Now, I came to find it in the report. And I was very shocked. Now, despite some improvements in the health status over the last decade, the government spends only 6% on its budget on health. 6% of its budget on health. A quarter of Kenyan population regularly lacks healthcare. All right? Recent study estimated that nearly 2.6 million fall into poverty or remain poor due to ill health each year.
Yeah.
You told me you work with a lot of programs on ground. I'm sure you've seen poverty in HD, 3D and all of that.
All of them.
Right?
Okay.
The government has been claiming to try and change the situation of the poverty levels in our country.
Yeah.
Are they doing it, or it's a myth?
They have a program called Inua Jamii, which gives people 2,000 shillings a month. It's still in the pilot phases, even though it's been going on for a while now. It's still a very small number of people who are given this 2,000 shillings a month. In the grand scheme of things, if you think about 2,000 shillings, it's not going to last you beyond 10 days. When you're even
10 days.
Pushing yourself, when you talk about Kenyans living on less than $2 a day, that's 10 days.
That's 10 days.
2,000 shillings is 10 days.
Yes.
So it's really doing nothing in the grand scheme of things. But another thing that I like to do is to think about, when we speak about state violence or extrajudicial killings, we think about police shooting people in the streets. We need to start thinking about state violence as how many people have died because doctors were on strike because they weren't being paid their salaries.
Yes.
How many people have died because there are no machines available to treat certain conditions or to detect them? How many people have died because, SHA is not working? How many people have died because of hunger, starvation, malnutrition, and so on? This is all state violence. When you count the numbers of how many people the government has killed, it's not just those who died through the barrel of a gun. It's so many more than that.
It's quite crazy, man. And do you think the generation that we are all looking forward to change this thing is going to change it for us?
I'm quite optimistic about Gen Zs. I like their vigor. I like their tenacity.
Yeah.
I think what they need and what they have a great opportunity to do is to begin learning, to go beyond conversations about, we talk about civic education, you need to vote, you need to vote. We need to move beyond conversations about voting and leaders and actually start having political conversations about, like we're saying, structural inequalities. How do we measure the inequalities amongst us? Are they random or are they systemic and structural, and there's somebody behind them? It's not a coincidence that we have these inequalities.
Very true. You saw the by-elections happening last week.
Yes.
Less than 1% of the Gen Zs showed up to vote.
And I saw someone saying that the ones who didn't said that they didn't care, and the rest said they're pro, the government.
And some say, another even said, I'm not from the village. Can you imagine?
They vote in Nairobi, I guess is what they were trying to say.
That's what they're trying to say. But now the thing is, after this Oxfam report came out, Njahira, what next?
I think the point of the report, from an NGO point of view, is they can start to lobby and to speak to government and ministries to pass legislation. That's the power that an organization like Oxfam can have. They can actually go to the Minister of Health, the Minister of Education, and speak to them about the Minister of Finance, like, why are you spending so much? They can actually lobby about these things. For us, ordinary Wananchi, I think what it was trying to do, and this is why they publish open source material for us to read, is to push us to have these conversations.
Yes.
And to actually be awake to what's happening around us. So that we stop thinking, like you were saying, we stop thinking that, it's just, I can pay my rent, I don't see what the problem is. We need to start thinking about, will you be able to pay your rent 50 years from now when, or will you own a home? Will you be able to own a home anytime soon? Will you be able to keep up with your health care? Will you be able to educate your children to university level?
Yes.
These are the things that you need to start thinking about beyond the myopic here and now, understanding the structures in place and what needs to be done to improve them.
Do you think the systemic blueprint for the government has not been working for us and we just are turning a blind eye to it?
I don't think it's ever been working for us. I think also how politics runs in Kenya is very interesting, right? Like when we see other countries voting, leaders come forward with a manifesto
Yes.
about what they're going to do for you.
Yes.
And then you vote based off of that manifesto.
Yes.
You know, if Donald Trump says, I'm going to give you jobs, I'm going to get rid of all the immigrants, you say, I don't want immigrants, so you vote for Trump. In Kenya, I don't know if I can say that we vote along ethnic lines.
Yes.
Or this past election, we voted along the lines of Mama Mboga versus the wealthy and
the hustler.
Movement and the hustler.
Yes.
We don't really have that grounding of what we would like and what our needs are, and then looking at our leaders and seeing whether they're actually meeting us at our point of need.
So it all boils down to civic education.
Political education.
Political education. Yeah. Well, Jahida, that was a nice one, man. Can you believe we are almost done?
Wow.
Now, Jahida, on the Power Drive, we do something called the one take. And I do that one take. Today, I want you to do the one take with me.
Okay.
So it is one take that you get from the report, one take that you will tell government right now. Imagine the president right in front of you. One take. Here we go.
What I would say to the president is we need to reprioritize how we spend our money. I understand that we want to remain friends of the West, and therefore we pay our debts regularly and promptly, and we want to be favored as, you know, darlings of the West. But we need to actually care about our people here at home first.
That's a one take, man. And I'm telling you, this has been one of those interviews that I'd love to do for 2 hours, but our time is limited. Jahira, I'd love to have you back here again to discuss more and more and more about governance, about what's going on in our country, about human rights, about feminism as well.
Yeah.
Because my take on feminism is very, very different.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that as well. And thank you very much for being a part of the Radio Generation family. We hope to always have you behind our backs.
For sure. And thank you so much for having me. I actually had a fabulous time.
Thank you very much, man. And that's it for us for now. But right now I have a jam here by the Matchbox. It's called Push, and it's playing on 88.8 Radio Generation.